Republican Party that is just completely re-energized. It's no longer just Matt Gaetz or the young kind of outsider standing up for the right things. You've got all these new Republicans. It's much more diverse. All the things that the Democrats said you couldn't find in the Republican Party are now right there. That's a real political challenge to them.
Which also goes to show you how little influence the media has, because throughout the entirety of the past few years, they have said that President Trump and his supporters are racist, and then we have an election cycle that completely disproves that. And people who didn't buy into it and instead saw the policies that they believe in and saw that they were being benefited by what we've seen from the Trump administration and the Republican Party. But I also just don't understand, Nancy Pelosi is not that talented. I mean, if you look at the fact that Democrats have suffered but it's true, Democrats suffered historic losses in the 2010 election cycle. Even this election cycle, they lost a ton of races. So she's not that talented as a leader. And then further, to the amount of power that she's going to be able to have, I think really comes down to these two Senate races in Georgia. Do Republicans keep those two races and keep the majority in the Senate? Or do we lose it? And do Democrats then potentially have the White House, the House, and the Senate? And then they're allowed and they're able to move forward a much more progressive and dangerous agenda, an agenda that is bad for Americans, particularly working Americans. But if Republicans have a roadblock in the Senate, at least they can have a check against some of those policies. So I think there's been sort of people aren't paying as much attention to these two races in Georgia, and they really should. It's important.
Totally right. Well, we certainly will be. Thank you all. Coming up, you won't believe how the media, well, you will believe it really, because we're going to show you how the media treated Biden at his first press conference. The video is next.